The Croneo region was created by Dr. Eevee. Link to channel in the description. We're going over to some Scottish Pokemon today.
Screw Canada for the moment.
That's okay. Screw Canada. Said by a lot of non-Canadians and Canadians. Then again, no one hates their country more than the people living in it.
Route 1, as well as new evolutions to older Pokemon, which may also be found in the early game, as well as little treat episodes.
Makes sense.
Also,
hey, we're gonna have a Scottish region. Good to have Scottish Pokemon. Just makes sense.
Lately. There were complications surrounding the video that was meant to go out last month.
Technical difficulties a bitch.
But I have been active on my Instagram, so if you want to have your Croneo fix, if anything like that happens again,
real life's a bitch, and hey, on the bright side, you prevented a little bit of burnout. That's pretty good.
Let's get into some Scottish Fakemon. Let's start with the Route 1 normal type mammal. They tend to be rodents like Rattata and Squovit, but
typically,
sometimes aren't, like Zigzagoon, which is actually based on a dog, and Bunnelby, as rabbits are not rodents. Considering how they reveal...
No, but they should be. I'm kidding.
Into this category. And pigs aren't rodents, but who knows if they're...
No, not even a little.
Who knows if
the shiny being pink was genius, though. The hell is that? A lemur?
To be the regional rodent of the Paldea region. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Hedgehogs
That's their rodent?
rodents,
okay.
You can get confused with them. And they're super popular in Scotland. I don't mean in the big population.
Cool design, though. Looks like an alien, though. Just surprised by it.
People love hedgehogs. Meet hedgehogs.
Oh, yes, they do. It's the only reason the Sonic franchise has held on for so long. It's not the only reason, but come on, guys. It's a factor. Give me that, at least.
One of these two ways you see on screen, which is also a Scottish myth, but not exact to what the evolution...
Just don't call it a frickin' rat.
But the name is also a cute nickname that you'd give a hedgehog.
Hedgie.
Cute, this thing
Edgy the Hedgie.
Now, despite
yes, it is.
Sega have been promoting for decades, hedgehogs are actually pretty decent swimmers. They're not phenomenal. Put them in too much water and they can still drown. But compare that with the most...
They're just a video game thing.
With his aversion to water, and you can see that that's not an accurate portrayal. I did want to add some watery elements, although... Hedgehogs are decent swimmers.
You know, dolphins, obviously, but Jesus Christ!
A sea spirit from Orkney and the Shetland Islands. Anyways, Hedgie shiny...
Yes, the shiny is blue, because if it wasn't, I would have insisted on black and red.
Also, Sonic the Hedgehog. Look, if I had
How do you not?
based on Samus from Metroid, I can have a shiny vaguely reference Sonic.
I'm fine with that. Do you have any problems with it? No? Good. Sounds good.
But also kinda evil in more Christian stories. So, a fairy creature ties to Orkney in the Shetland Islands that has connections to water and can be seen as malevolent. Isn't that just a troll? Before I get into what
for lack of a better term,
meet hedgerow. The name coming from hedgehog and tro.
It's a werehog. Look out!
There are different spellings and pronunciations of tro as well. The two I just mentioned and the ones on
like how it looks like it got a haircut thing with it going back. That looks good.
Continue saying tro.
And look kind of vicious at the same time.
Trolls are mischievous little fairy creatures that also come from Orkney and Shetland Islands folklore. Hence the new fairy typing. Sometimes
okay, because it's a fairy. Okay.
Live in the sea, which makes me want to have hedgerow as a rare encounter in water-based routes.
That'd be funny.
Island-based ones. This line would learn many water.
So we run through all the time in Hoenn.
Although I'm not sure about surf itself because of the spiny back. Anyways, trolls are basically the Scottish equivalent of trolls.
No, we just freaking swim. Well, I don't know. We could just be on its underbelly, while its back is the surfing thing underneath in the water.
This be normal water instead of normal fairy. And when the art got made, my pitch to the artist was that it was normal water. Therefore, it is doing the shaka sign, which is a traditional hand gesture for a Hawaiian surf culture. So
oh, so that's what that's supposed to be. I've seen a lot of movies of them doing that. I'm like, is that supposed to be some sort of I love you thing? Yes and no.
Which has so many different meanings. Some good, some offensive, some punk, and not too uncommonly seen as
I've only seen it as
devil, aka the evil one. So the art
I've seen it as I love you, so I don't care. Just so I know, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Nocturnal, making all of these concepts blend together into one coherent idea. You can even evolve it at night. Look, if Yungoos can evolve at level 20 in the daytime only, Hedgie can evolve at level 20 in the nighttime only.
Makes sense. You can do the werehog parallel.
References supersonic.
Sounds okay to me.
To round off these two, I've got to mention a non-visible aspect of their design that would appear in the lore somewhere. So, there'd be a story where a Hedgie walked 500 miles. And then when it evolved into a hedgerow, it walked 500 more. Just to be the monk
I would
that
walk
walked
500 miles.
to fall down at your door.
I got on with that thing. It's like, is it gonna lead to Sonic? I thought it was gonna be like, walk 500 steps the way back. No, just walk 500 more.
You could still be on land, but if you walked 500 more, you'd be in the sea somewhere. Which was
Whoa, so it's a water type.
of this non-water type.
I like that. That's cool for the lore. Yeah, it's dumb, but Pokemon's a little dumb, so we can have a little fun.
And include as part of this Pokemon. If you could
Fine with me.
from some previous designs, there are plenty of birds.
Legendaries.
I've already used the Peregrine
It's like there's lots of birds across the planet or
Well,
something.
Did you know that the Scottish crossbill is the only terrestrial vertebrate endemic to the UK, which means that it can only be found in the UK and nowhere else.
Interesting.
It is the only species of
You
that
have your own regional bird in real life.
found in the Caledonian forests in Scotland. Crossbills are
Did you say Paldea? Paladonian. Oh.
If we take a detour to look at the Scottish flag, it's blue with a white cross on it, known as the Saltire, or St. Andrew's Cross, known as such due to St. Andrew presumably being crucified on a cross of this shape. So I kind of made another pun based on me.
I thought that was a Jesus exclusive. Learn something new every day.
Either pronunciation's actually fine. I got Cosmic Fake Name for this line. Following the trend of early game birds having simple names based
And
on
funnily enough, it looks like it could belongs in a blue sky.
it's just the name Crossbill, but spelled with an X. Kind of like the cross transceiver is spelled with an X, since the word cross is replaced with an X, which is also the shape of the...
I can't pronounce it cross, it's X to me. Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Due to the reasons I just mentioned. It is meant to be just a Scottish crossbill, just with a funky colour scheme.
If you want it to be a cross, put it up like, well, that would be the addition sign.
One may think the colours of a crossbill are too iconic, but they will be referenced in the line's shiny coloration. Changing
Sounds good to me.
the reds and the whites to blacks.
Kind of like a
Nothing
cardinal
else
in
to
a
say
way.
here, really. Crossbill evolves into Crossfisher. This time the Pokemon has more Kingfisher elements, hence the name.
Whether they have a bird with a bit of an overbite in a way, but that's nature for you.
The motif will remain to reference the fact that they're all based on the Scottish crossbill. The inspiration for this actually came from a walk I had in Pitlochry, around a lake. A sign mentioned that it was also a spot to find kingfishers, which can also be found in Scotland, and most places for that matter. It drew my attention for two reasons. One was knowing where this line was going, the other was the colours of the bird. It's blue! It has orange highlights,
And orange.
but these highlights have become white to keep with this colour scheme. I also
Fair enough.
the crooked beak of the crossbill so that the inspiration was still clear. It won't
Gotta
appear
keep the
in
main
final
appeal
stage
alive, you know?
but it worked here, so yeah.
I think it
Felt
works,
like
yeah.
the
It's
perfect
fine.
stage candidate, and I'd say my
It looks like a good middle stage
correct.
Pokemon, I
So
agree
when
with that.
researching what I could base the final stage of my bird on, due to the first
Let's
two
see.
stages being based on
I chose Toucan again, because you can't break...
bird from Scotland,
Jeez.
the Boobry. So I called this
Well, I'm glad it's not the Shoebill Stork.
more in the ongoing theme of the solid
X-Spree,
Bill.
or Cross-Spree.
Shapeshifter. I don't think
Shapeshifter.
Imposter, but Protean seems like it'll fit just fine. Due to the fish
Works for me.
I've already got, and it'll make it...
Looks like a vicious little bird in that
The
image,
fishing
but I'm
theme
down for that.
works, as the Boobry is a water
Now every bird is
Malicious
cute and cuddly.
creatures
Some
has
wants
been
to
said
eat
prey
you.
on livestock on merchant ships, so it learned plenty of dark-type moves too. Boobrys were thought to resemble common loons and cormorants, so I like to think this is a fairly close relative to Cramorant. But
Yeah, I was about to
Cramorant
say, like, don't we have that Pokemon already?
was line. I let the artist know, but it wasn't part of the brief. What was part of the
Eh.
brief was the fact that
Hey,
related
don't
to
make it look too much like
very
this.
likely the now extinct Great Orc, which was used for the main framework of the design. The way the last Great Orc was killed was very brutal, so I guess...
That tends to be how a lot of species are driven to extinction.
By the way, I don't actually come up with level up moves or anything like that. I come up with the less malleable details about the fake one I make.
The more vague stuff, that makes
like
sense.
Level up movesets or heights.
Yeah,
As you
yeah, it's not gonna be like, at level 7 it learns this, at level 15, and so on and so forth.
Depictions of the Boobry were used to give this more of a final stage flair. Due to the water bird
Does give it that sort of look.
two
That last image kind of reminded me of Crane from Kung Fu Panda.
Speaking of water types, I weirdly don't see the staple Fishmon lumped in with the early normal flying and bug types. But I suppose
Huh.
it's because you need a fishing rod. I guess
Yeah, it tends to be the case. Usually you can only catch like Magikarps at that early on.
To tie in with that, how about I do something not really seen before with Fishmon? a baby fish, also known
Aw.
as Fry. Meet Fryak, the first baby Pokemon of the Croneo region. I got
Sounds good to me. I'm okay with that.
From Fry and Kayak. It's a little baby fish.
Train your Chevy for a Fryak.
Well, sports such as kayaking and whitewater rafting are very popular here, so I wanted to include it as I didn't want just another Fishmon. Most actually have something
Lean to a boat
like
a little bit.
Magikarp and its Dragon Gate Carp myth inspiration, and how Arrokuda is based on darts. Fryak evolves into
Which is
Paddle,
cool,
which is
true.
derived from Paddle and Haddock. Since this is my new Magikarp, basing it on the most popular fish in Scotland in terms of quantity, the Haddock was...
Makes sense. I also like how its tail looks like a water image in a way, like it's someone's something shooting out.
So I also included other bases for the design, just so I had more options to work with.
A fish streaming water like that. Yeah, and a paddle.
As the inspiration. But yeah, I hope you like these two.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I say three?
I think they're really good, yeah.
Finished.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a middle stage to
I
me.
have decided to break convention and have a third stage. When leveling up Paddock at Loch Ness, it will evolve into Nescade.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a Loch Ness, you gotta look. If you're in Scotland, there needs to be a Nessie Pokemon. I don't make the rules.
Ness is actually based on, and Cascade, to try and keep with the rapid theme. But yes, Nescade, as you might have guessed, is pretty much exclusively based on the Loch Ness Monster. There's no real development on
It's a mandatory Scotland myth that everyone knows about, and you can't not include it.
Those elements and just make more of it. I would say
Works for me.
a
If
fish
it ain't broke, don't fix
into
it.
the Loch Ness Monster is a meaningful development. What
I'd say so too.
Two stages to trick people into thinking it's something like Arrokuda and Barraskewda, when in reality the final stage
It's a freaking Gyarados.
situation. Now, if you're wondering why the location is called Loch Ness, not only does it sound like its real-life counterpart Loch Ness, but Ness is actually Scottish Gaelic for the word now, which I think is a nice reference.
Lock now! Lock in now!
Another detail about Loch Ness, which I kind of want to get into now, is that there's sort of a mini-boss Pokemon, which I wanted to reference the shiny Gyarados at the Lake of Rage in the Doto games, as well as the Loch Ness Monster. However, this Pokemon is a
shiny Lapras.
The other Pokemon
bit of a 360.
Nessie, not a shiny Nescade. This is because Nescade is actually the ace of the Water-type gym leader, Pike. I felt this
makes
was
sense to
anyway
me.
A big story event containing this evolutionary line, so I decided against having it repeat twice. And
That makes sense to me. You don't want to spam Pokemon like that.
Ace due to his fisherman theme. But yeah,
I think so too. It works out.
Requests about a Loch Ness Monster themed Pokemon, so I hope this filled your appetite for.
It does. It makes me very happy.
Region. So now I've got all the staple early game.
Beware if there wasn't one, right?
Who wants to see evolutions to older Pokemon?
Who doesn't?
Have some relevance to Scotland and will likely also appear in early.
So Scottish regional variants.
Three new Evos. The first
Baneri, Togepi, and Charcoal?
With the first one, there were many things I wanted to achieve, but there's this idea that has been considered a bit in the Pokemon community of a single alternate evolution to a Pokemon that previously had two. I decided to apply this to Togepi. Meet Togasaur. The name comes from
It turns into a
Toga,
dinosaur,
which
huh?
is translated from the Japanese word for spike or thorns, and dinosaur.
I think it's cute going with the crest head thing and laying it out more into a dinosaur design, sort of.
I haven't quite got the knack of it when it
or an egg hatching like in Jurassic Park.
Region design, because my mind has been wrapped in culture. So when I eventually cover the fossils, we'll see how I'm able to overcome this weakness that I've noticed in my own abilities. However, despite Scotland's lack of major paleo...
How dare you not be perfect?
There are things I can adapt into Pokemon, like how the first animals to reproduce sexually were aquatic animals in what is believed to eventually have become Scotland. There's not much left in terms of Scotland's prehistory, other than sauropods or sauropods, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I mean, wasn't Nessie theorized to be a dinosaur as well, to some extent?
In Scotland.
It kind of leans into that a bit.
Nothing to scoff at. So,
no.
Why does Togasaur evolve from Togepi?
I like how the egg kind of looks like it's back. Or vice versa.
I don't think this design works well due to the
yeah.
lack of wings.
If this was an evolution of Togetic, it would look weird. So crossbreed evolution.
Togepi is based on a creature hatching from an egg, but nothing specific. Its evolutions are bird-like, and birds evolved from dinosaurs more directly than most animals.
Hi, Shoebill.
Sure, that is a basic connection, but the Togepi line isn't the most complex design-wise, so I don't see why going a simple and less intense approach when it comes
I like how its front paws are like its wings in a way.
Bad. The line
cute.
also has ties to luck as a concept. The Togepi's name sounds a lot
Oh, what
like
luck.
the
You
fate.
turned into a
I always
dinosaur.
butchered that. But it was a goblin from Korean folklore which grants good or bad luck. Hence why it infamously learns metronome. Isn't it unlucky when that
Clefairy,
possibly
Clefairy.
wipes the dinosaurs out? It's unconfirmed if it did or not due to no one alive today being present at the event.
Obviously.
I think I read recently that a new theory is gaining popularity. I'm waffling, aren't I?
Well,
Like
that's nice. I still think it was a frickin' meteor. It just makes sense. To me, anyway. Fairy Dragon. I guess what they poisoned the son of a gun.
Is Mega Altaria, which disqualified it from unused type combinations videos, but is, for all intents and purposes...
Well, I mean, it's a Mega, so good luck finding it at the same time.
Being only
Meh.
used by Volcanion. Yes, it's Dragon because I wanted that type combination. But it
Fine with me, there's no dinosaur type yet.
The type. See Tyrantrum for more. With the magical origin...
Yeah, dinosaurs can be dragons.
Since both Dragon and
Wait a minute, this is the dinosaur Pokemon that isn't rock type. Illegal! Go to jail.
Inspiration is why
Or it's Pokemon Amber.
vary upon the letter's inception in Gen 6. I hope you all think this is a fitting extension to the Togepi family, and
I accept this into the family. You are one of the crew, little guy. Or big guy, rather.
I know Togasaur has been a Fakemon concept that has been done elsewhere, but that was my spin on it. So how about another
works.
fairly common Fakemon concept? An evolution to Carkol that's actually a train. I call it Locomotive.
I was kind of annoyed it didn't turn into a train. I still like there was a kaiju in the end, but I wanted a train.
A wheel, to a minecart made of coal with wheels, to coal monster with no wheels made much sense. So I made a
right.
train and tried having
It's a little engine that could. It's like, the line made sense, and then we got the kaiju.
Considering Jay's art is pretty much a one-to-one translation of my original reference. Anyways, Jay not only...
The original reference. Coal car, dinosaur, train.
My basic alpha version lacked. There's not much more to say when it comes to the design itself, but if you can't already tell, I'm one of those Fakemon creators who likes tying each design to at least one of the themes of my region.
Dude, you said it was a train Pokemon. I'm already on board. You don't need to convince me.
The pretty socialist storyline or any other theme such as the theme of time with the legendaries. So what does Locomotive have to offer? Well, the roly-poly
Transportation.
Sword and Shield in the Galar region based on England, which is also part of the British Isles, where there was a lot of coal mining, especially during the Industrial Revolution, which started in the UK.
And now mining's not around anymore.
The Industrial Revolution was steam power.
From what I heard,
Steam
anyway.
was needed for the fires to heat the water to generate the steam, and coal was the popular choice. So naturally, Scotland was affected by this too. Having a region based on another country so integral to the Industrial Revolution was a great excuse to expand the line and add this very clear and obvious next step. The reason
Works for
why
me.
a train makes the most sense isn't just because it's an object with wheels. That also drives on tracks. But
And
the
is a big
ties to
fan by
coal
children
by
everywhere.
steam-powered trains were very important within the Industrial Revolution. Not only was it a new form of transport, but the fastest of the time it was introduced, and it popularized things such as commuting to work being an option, so that you didn't have to live in the city and inhale its smoggy air all the time.
Yeah.
And also introduced the idea of going somewhere else in the country for a holiday. Both
Oh my
things
god,
were both
I can
good
leave!
and boosted the economy a bit. Not just
Win-win!
growing the
Bad for the environment, but fuck that shit.
through trading food across the country, as well as spreading news via newspapers that may have been available on the train for those who were able to read, which boosted knowledge of current affairs. Fossil fuels are problematic.
And destroyed the world, made the world a worse place, because now I have to care. Fuck it, whatever.
Historic reliance on
The second to that.
Without the use of coal, our way of life would have been different.
Very different.
Actually. Especially without...
Who knows what would have happened?
trains, which originally used them as fuel. I guess this mon isn't Scottish specifically, but it's still really...
It counts, I allow
Galar
it.
didn't do it, so I decided to instead. I love...
Yeah, right, so you basically invented the train and you don't just bring that in? How the hell do you do
I'll
that?
introduce in this video will be one for Baneri. Now, I've got a dumb reason for this to be an evolution and not a regional variant of Loughlin.
I'm listening.
Sometimes when creating Fakemon, I end up coming with a pun, and then it happens. This was the case here. I think the idea is very solid, and I am excited to share. Meet Hogmanay. My partner, Decay Fakemon, did the art for me. The name is derived
Hogmanay.
from Bunny, like Loughlin is, but also the word Hogmanay, which is the Scottish
Mahogany.
celebration of New Year's Eve.
Mahogany.
New Year's events involve fireworks, and in Stonehaven...
So it's a firework Pokemon. Okay, I'm okay with this.
And in recent years, there have been more attractions involving the manipulation of fire called Fire Poi, or Fire Performances. So if you couldn't already guess, it's part fire type now. And it
cool with me.
The fire charge on the special rod because pun. I have more details about this evolution method in my first unused type combinations video and on Instagram story highlights.
I think this is a nice addition.
This idea did come to mind as a result of a pun. There's more running deep through here. Even though aspects of Hogmanay make this fire type, I still wanted it to be normal for a few reasons. Firstly,
because
I
binary.
think this fits with the line's established type history, since Megalophony gained the fighting type on top
but
of
still stayed normal.
instead of simply replacing it. So I use the same logic here. Secondly, normal still works since it's an annual event. Sure, that's kind of dumb logic. It's like making a Halloween themed mon or a Christmas themed one, and making it normal type for that reason.
I think it works out. I mean, holidays are normal. Christmas comes once a year.
Music.
It just lasts half the year.
More integral to the celebration of Hogmanay than any other major holiday celebrated by most of the
Well, music is a gateway to the soul, so it makes sense.
A lot more of them, actually.
Way more! Like, it's not even funny. Okay, it's a little funny.
It's tied in a supplemental kind of way. You think about music when you think of Christmas, but you can think of the holiday without it.
She's unthawing.
Itself isn't musically tied, but the festivals in Hogmanay involve pipe and drum bands, which I certainly can't imagine not being there. So, yeah, normal is the sound type. That's why normal also works. One more thing to mention about the Hogmanay
Vikings,
story.
hello. I want to go here for my next New Year's. Everyone wants to see the frickin' ball drop. No, I want to see these people with the fire. Hell yeah.
To do with Easter. It's mostly that rabbits are a symbol of said holiday due to their, let's say, multiple...
Okay, everyone, we're in the year of the horse. The frickin' horse waifu simulator game anime thing is gonna be great. Usamani or something? I don't play that crap.
And Lopunny specifically. I mean, yeah, it's a pun, but I wanted the design to fit. And I think a way to make it interesting is not to make an evolution, but more a masculine split evolution. Kinda like Gardevoir and Delayed, except it's not gender-linked.
Yeah, you don't have to go through an awkward Curlia phase.
Lopunny is referencing rabbits as a... Okay, I'm just gonna be non-advertised friendly and say how it is. A sex symbol. Unless you're a younger viewer, then you've probably heard of Playboy bunnies. Also, a design detail about Megalophony is that it's based on 80s fashion, and in particular...
I like the yoga pants on the feet.
From that decade. I bring this up as I was gonna have...
It eased up on the sex symbol a bit.
I since scrapped Megas as a mechanic due to many factors. I still feel
like ZA having them instead? That wasn't a thing yet.
Since aerobic workouts and Playboy bunnies are femininely presented, I wanted something
typically
from the 80s. So the cool dude attitude and just the general pose feels very much like an 80s protagonist. The fur was also
I could see it, yeah.
designed to make it feel right, but different to Lopunny. Also, the fur is on
I like how it goes into more Mega Lopunny than the original Lopunny design, too. It's like a counterpart to the Mega. That's cool.
Work to convey the fact that it is still a normal type. Also, there are some blue accents instead of pink accents. Also, there are blue accents instead of pink accents because of the stereotypical...
But are there blue accents and pink accents?
Design of Hogmanay and the feminine design of
yeah, blue boy, pink girl, all that stuff. Makes sense.
I made the hot bunny literal. I guess I made Flint's Lopunny. Makes sense.
Everyone says Lopunny's hot. No, this bunny's hot.
Found in, or evolutions of Pokemon found in.
Well, they're nothing compared to Lola Bunny.
Early game dark types are a thing. I didn't conceptualize.
Not too common.
Since the evolution method.
It just worked out that way.
The base
Jeez.
also has
what is this, Unova?
420, which is fairly high for an early game Pokemon. So
I'll say.
Encounterable after, let's say, 4 badges at the earliest. So why am I talking about it now? Well, I realize
because I hate you.
Going out in October, and I feel like talking about it now to tie in with Halloween. Also, it's one of the ideas I got most excited to get commissioned. So what could possibly work for Halloween? vampires. Did you know that although
Okay.
the author, Bram Stoker, was Irish, and the concept of the title character is a combination of Romanian myth and a Romanian historical figure, Dracula was primarily written in a small town in Scotland. The town is now called...
I say that counts enough. We're kind of on the line a bit, but I'd allow it. I'd allow it.
The town influenced his works in general, and the nearby castle, Slane's Castle, was referenced by having some of its features being descriptors of Dracula's castle. So yeah, do the Dracula fake mom. Meets Dracula
Fine with me.
and Nosferatu. Dark
Ooh.
Dark Ghost respectively.
These things look great, especially the evolution. This gives them a fake sense of security, making them think it's nice and safe, and then the evolution comes along, it's like, I'm going to destroy you. It's also kind of like, early in the movie, hello, welcome, and then, you see their true form later on.
It's a bat creature. Dracula's design is based on the pop culture representation of vampires transforming into bats. Since I knew I wanted Nosferatu to be humanoid,
I love the one with Hotel Transylvania.
I felt like it made the most sense to have the base.
It works out, especially since he has a daughter.
Also, not had any dark type bat Pokemon before, because this is a
surprisingly, yeah.
It is flying.
Then again, if Zubat was made in Gen 2, it'd totally be a dark type.
It's mainly based
or if dark types were around in Gen 1, it would also be a dark type, but it wasn't. So coulda, shoulda, woulda.
This is because Nosferatu was intended to faithfully represent Dracula as a Pokemon. Because it evolved from a bat, it still has bat attributes.
Makes sense.
The latter of which are kind of cape-like.
I like that detail, going to Dracula's cape.
I decided to use imagery of Sir Henry Irving's version of the Devil, as that likely provided some inspiration to Stoker due to his close association with the actor, as well
most
as
likely
Lee's portrayal of Dracula, due to being the most iconic depiction of the character on film. I also
definitely
some inspiration from the version of Dracula seen in Castlevania and Smash Bros, due to it being a humanoid monster, which is the vibe I wanted to go for. Since vampires
I also got the devil horns.
I wanted to add the ghost type onto its dark type, which I think is fine because
I think so too.
But it doesn't really fly much, so losing flying is fine. Dark ghost is
yeah,
better type.
It's a fair trade-off, I'd say.
To fairy, its signature ability won't really help that. It's called Dragon's Son. And much like Steelworker and my new abilities, Spectre,
I'm Batman and you're dust.
Pokemon Stab for another type. In this case, it's Dragon. Why? Well, Dracula is named after Vlad the Impaler from Romania.
Well, that'll do it.
He's referred to as Dracula, which means son of Dracul, as in Vlad Dracul, his father. Dracul.
Imagine being such a horrific, disturbing person in history that they name their famous, well, actually not famous then. So they name a horror movie character after you. It's like you are forever known in history, at least established thanks to this guy. You will never be forgotten.
And it has no effect during the day. I have a Pokemon coming up that also has this ability, but Nosferatu was designed around it. I had to nerf both the Pokemon and the ability to make it work. It got too powerful. The color scheme for both is black and red. Black is
naturally
due to the vampiric association with the knight and the color black.
Yeah, and red is blood and the cape.
To represent the dark type. But it's also because this line is the Ace of Brook. Who I might as well reveal now.
These are race mons. Nice.
I could even see
she's a gym leader too. Cool.
In the anime alongside Brook and Snom, who Brook
I'd see it.
Have a high
Snom.
Croneo anime, and in game as one of the Pokemon that would follow her around. Also, during battle, her Nosferatu has night shift, and the battle will always be at night. And she'll have strong physical and special moves to make the most of it. Good luck. Anyways, the red on the
great.
Blood as well as the association.
So there's a day-night cycle in this game, or just like a weather condition, basically.
Fresh blood. The shinies are yellow for similar reasons. The original edition of Dracula had a yellow cover due to being the color of decaying blood, and I wanted to reference that initial association with the color yellow somewhere.
It looked like they just flicked the light switch. Boom.
I think Bungo's Fakemon did a really good job, as well as the.
I agree.
So I hope you liked all these Fakemon.
They did a really good design on all of them. I was happy with all of them.
Because I'd love to find out. remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and ring the notification bell.
Yeah, Dr. Eevee's channel, link in the description below. Go check him out.
I recommend checking it out. I post exclusive content there, as well as...
If you're interested, check it out.
Higher tiers, and I'll see you next time, either for the second unused type combinations video, or
it's unused. I can say that for certain.
About regional variants.
We'll get into regional variants in the next episode after.
I don't know which one yet, but that'll be the next Croneo video.
Well, it's unused type, so they ended up winning, but it's a shorter video, so that's good. These are some really cool Pokemon designs. I am very happy with how all of these turned out. I'd say my favorite had to be like the Loch Ness Monster. No duh. the train, because I like trains. And Dracula, because that's like a great 1, 2, 3 combo right there. Just excellent lines. That wasn't to say that the Togepi was bad or the Lopunny or anything like that, but I think those was my top 3 favorites right off the top of my head. Although I wouldn't mind the Lopunny on my team as well, just because of like I like how that worked out and then going in the that sort of direction with it. It is an interesting thing whenever they make Pokemon that are kind of gender specific, but they can be both genders. It's one of those where it's like, I know people, I know, I'm not trying to make this sound like an offensive thing or anything like that, but it's like, I know people can do what they want and all of that stuff, but it's like, I don't think a lot of guys would want to dress like Gardevoir. I'm not saying there won't be people, I'm just saying they're not a lot. Which is why it was a good thing that Gallade was made, just for those who would probably be more comfortable in that sort of thing. That said, it's still weird that they're curly alliances, because it's just like, why didn't you just give a split evolution of that one too? Because it just feels like, I don't know, it's weird. I know you can't go from Ralts to Gallade, but I feel like there was another middle ground missing. Meh. Anyway, it's cool to give it a more of a guy design from the 80s and with that firing, hot, showing protagonist sort of way. That was a good design choice for it. I like the train because I do agree that it did kind of feel like it was going the way like, okay, it's a coal cart. It's like a little wagon thing, and it becomes a coal cart. Next step is train, right? No, kaiju. I mean, okay, I don't dislike the design. It is one of those just like, it just doesn't look like the natural next step. I guess they just really want the kaiju Pokemon, which can't really complain about too much. I also like the Loch Ness Monster one, because can't lose the Loch Ness Monster. That's just a banger design. Who doesn't like the Loch Ness Monster? Even if it may not be real, it's still fun to me, dang it. Oi. And, the rat things were pretty cool, like in the early part of the video. I kind of forgot what they were. The bird was cool. I do like how the bird turned out. And of course, Sonic the Hedgehog, that thing was cool too. I wouldn't mind having those. But these are one of those where it's like, man, I haven't found a Pokemon in this yet that I'm like, I wouldn't want you on the party. You'd be terrible. At the very least, I'd be like, okay, maybe second playthrough, maybe third playthrough, something like that. But overall, there isn't one where I'd be like, oh no, that's just terrible. Because these Pokemon designs always bring out cool stuff and great inspiration, and I do like how they always put in a little extra effort to make sure it sounds good. And I feel like all these designs are good. I don't know if I'm talking too fast, but that's the Bostonian in me when I care about something. Overall, yeah, these are all fantastic work. The artist did a great job, and Dr. Eevee did a good job bringing them all together like that in order to make sense for the Scotland's area, but also, like, be its own thing, and reference the culture while also feeling like its own thing at the same time. Like, you know, it doesn't feel like it's Scottish, so it must be this. It also feels like, no, this is Pokemon, too, so it could be this as well. And referencing and all that good stuff. So, overall, Dr. Eevee did a fantastic job, and I applaud the great work that was put into it. These are some fantastic designs for Pokemon that I wouldn't mind having my party in a few playthroughs. I'll probably have to do a team party when this is over, so I'm interested to see what even I come up with, because I don't know yet. There are a lot of great designs. But overall, yeah, fantastic episode, and I like how these all worked out, and he put them into Scottish history while also being their own things. Did a great job of that, and the artist did a great job drawing all of his Pokemon. So, fantastic work from all parties. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. So, I guess I don't have much else to say left, so I guess I might as well give the usual. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out Dr. Eevee's channel, of course. Link description below. I know I've been starting them out like, but I do want to give proper credit to the creator and all of that. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Later.